Yo, what's up, everybody? Morning coffee motivation, man. I'm a little late this morning. I apologize about that. Thanks for coming through. Subscribe to the Patreon channel. I'm going to be posting something over there today. Support the platform. Gunby Publishing .bigcartel.com. You can get my books, you can get my hats, you can get my t-shirts. Shout out to everybody, man, in the world, everybody listening to this podcast. Y'all know that on the podcast with Soul, number one, I want to thank everybody for subscribing. The subscriber numbers are going up. My views are going up. And I appreciate everybody, man. Thank you. If you want to have a topic, if you want to have me talk about a topic on the podcast with Soul, you can do what's called sponsoring a topic. And how you do that is you subscribe to my yearly Patreon channel, which is $55 for the year, or you could go over to my website, gunbypublishing.bigcartel.com. You could get you a shirt, hat, book, or something like that. You know, you support the platform will support you as best we can. Today, man, we got I got a topic from my man Ant. Shout out to Ant. His Instagram is up there on the screen, ANT_973lit. Ant is a young brother, man. He's in his 20s. He came to my conference down in Miami. He's a Patreon subscriber. He's a subscriber to the Podcast of Soul YouTube channel. He's also a subscriber to my big page, Sean G, on YouTube. Shout out to Ant. Ant sent in a topic idea. Talk about fake friends. Talk about how temporary MFers is, especially when we young. Talk about how they only around when you up, and when you lose it all and don't have nothing, they know where to be found. Talk about fake friends. Talk about how temporary people are, especially when we young. Talk about how they only around when you up, and when you lose it all and you don't have nothing, they know where to be found. You know, that word friends, man, there was a song made in the 80s, around 1983, 84, by a group named Houdini. Shout out to everybody, man. Good morning. You see the coffee cup, you see it. The song was called Friends. And it said, friends is a word we use every day. Most of the time we use it in the wrong way. Now you could look the word up again and again, but the dictionary doesn't know the meaning of friends. Friends, man. See, my mother used to always tell me, she said, Sean, you're going to find your friends 2 times. That's when you sick and when you in trouble. Whoever comes then, them your friends. You ain't going to find your friends but 2 times. 2 times you're going to find your friends. When you sick and when you in trouble. Whoever come there, them your friends. Them your friends. And growing up, myself, my peers, we had a tendency to call everyone who we associated with our friends. If I sat in the back of the class with you in 4th period, you was my friend. If I sat at the lunch table with you at lunch. At that time, my understanding was you was my friend. If we walked home from school together or we walked to school together, at that time, my level of understanding was you was my friend and I yours. Because let me keep it on me. Let me keep it on me. Because before I knew what the real meaning and definition of friendship was, I was a fake friend too. Check them out, y'all. Check them out, y'all. For the simple fact that I was ignorant to what a real friend is. I want to give a shout out to my girl Howard, man. I'll come back to that. But as you live, and as I've grown, as I've lived, and as you live, and as I've grown, and as you will grow, life will bring about circumstances, and you will bring about circumstances that will require some help from a friend. And I don't know what that situation is for you, what it's going to be for her, what it's going to be for her, what it's going to be for her down the street. I have no idea. But best believe, irrespective of who you are, where you live, where you from, life is going to hit you. Somebody's going to do something to you. Life is going to hit you, or you're going to do something to yourself that you're going to require some help from a friend. And what you're going to find is the people who you thought you cool with them. Y'all cool. But what you're going to find is that in your time of need, when you're being cool with them needs to be turned up and taken to another level, right? To show what we talked about yesterday with the loyalty and the solidarity. The situation is going to require them to turn it up from, yo, that's my man right there, that's my nigga right there, them my peoples right there, to, yo, I'm your friend. And let me show you. Let me show you. And on the flip side of that coin, you're going to be cool with some people. And something's going to happen to somebody, that person that you cool with, and they're going to call on you, and it's going to require you to turn you just being cool with them. It's going to require you to elevate and raise that up to showing yourself friendly and being a friend. Whose fault is it? I need y'all to check me out. I need y'all to check me out. I need y'all to check me out. Let me get a cup of coffee. Let me get a sip of coffee. Let me get a sip of coffee. Yeah. Whose fault is it? Whose fault is it in this friendship thing? Is it the person who you was cool with, who you thought was your friend, or the person that came out of their mouth and told you that they was your friend? And then when the time came, they didn't show up. And there's different degrees of this, right? Let's keep money out of it. I ain't talking about you in a financial situation, you call up somebody you cool with, be like, yo, let me borrow $300, and they be like, yo, I ain't got it. And they really may not have it. Or maybe they do and don't want to give it to you, but really they may not have it. And then you take offense to that.
You get pissed off because they couldn't come through with the 300 you needed at that moment. And now you labeling them as not being a friend because they ain't got the cheese for you right now when you needed it. I'm not talking about that. We're not talking about that. Let's keep the money equation out of it. Let's go deeper than that. Whose fault is it that when you in a position that you need help, you done got pulled over in your car, your license is suspended, they tow your car, they take you to jail. You sitting in the jail. You need to be bailed out. You get hurt, you sick in the hospital. You need some help. You need a ride somewhere. You need something. And let's try to keep the money part out of it as much as we can. And you call this person in your time of need to do something for you in your time of need, or you know, to come visit you in the hospital, or come visit you when you're sick, or whatever the case may be, and they don't show up, they don't come. Whose fault is it? Is it their fault for not showing up for you in your time of need? Or is it your fault for choosing them? Had they shown you signs and red flags early on that they were shaky, but you went ahead anyway? Whose fault is that? You know, what I like to do is I like to hold Sean G responsible, man. I like to hold me accountable. You know, I got my man Patrick is my friend. Undeniable. 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 My girl Tamika is my friend. My man Mark. These are people that have demonstrated to me in my time of need that they got my back. And I know a lot of people. I associate with a lot of people. A lot of people know me. But I only got a few friends, man. I mean, real friends, man. That shit is hard to come by. Little Sean is my friend. Little Sean is my friend. Yeah, he's my son. But above that, above being my son, he shows me consistently, Dad, I'm your friend. He'll do anything for me. He's always thinking about me. He's always thinking about helping me. My man Patrick from Columbia, South Carolina, when I was in federal prison at FCI Morgantown in West Virginia, I hadn't gotten not one visit. I didn't get not one visit. I did 16 months in the feds. In my 8th month, my mother, at the age of 72, she flew up to Jersey. I said, Ma, nobody offered to bring my son to see me when I was in prison. Nobody offered to bring my son to see me, not his mother, not the lady friends I was dealing with, nobody. The lady friends that I was dealing with that I helped, they didn't offer to even come see me. I called my mother. I said, Ma, I want to see little Sean. I want to see my son. And she was 72 years old, and she put the plan in motion. And she said, okay, call his mother and figure out the date, the logistics. I did that. We set the date. She flew up from Atlanta to Newark, New Jersey. Got a hotel room. My nigga Patrick from Columbia, South Carolina was living in the Bronx. He said, Sean, I'll drive her over to West Virginia. He left the Bronx, picked my mother up and little Sean up from a hotel in Newark and drove them 6.5 hours from Newark, New Jersey to Morgantown, West Virginia to see me. This was a Friday. I think she might have flew up that Thursday. She spent the night in Newark, woke up Friday. Patrick came and got them. They drove to Morgantown, spent the night Friday, and they came to visit me Saturday morning. I got my first visit. Patrick didn't ask me for a penny. He didn't ask my mother for a dime. She paid all the expenses. She paid his hotel. She paid the gas and all of that, as she should, as I should. And I got my visit. I got to see my son, right? And then he drove them back Sunday, and she flew back. While I was in the joint, Patrick sent me books. I think he even put money on my books. My nigga Chip is a friend. My nigga Chip is a friend. I got some friends, man. I got some friends. And these ones I got ain't fake. The ones I got now. Because when you down in the Dipsy dumpster, when you fucked up, and you on your back, that's when you gonna find out who your friends are. I had a lot of people that I thought was my friends. I got a female friend who a couple sent me money while I was in prison, let me get released to her house, Lisa. Lisa let me get released to her house from prison after I lost everything. I lived in her basement for 5 months before I got this apartment. I was homeless. She let me stay in her basement. Me and little Sean lived in her basement in 2016. And she would put $200 on my books every other month that I was at Morgantown. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. That's a friend. Man, it's gonna break your heart. It's gonna break your heart when you are going through that situation, when you down in your life and you ain't hitting them too good. Life is beating your ass and you need some help. You sick, you in trouble. it's going to break your heart more than the situation you going through when the people who you thought was your friends betray you or don't show up for you. That's going to hurt worse than the circumstance that's painful in and of itself. You're going to suffer a bunch of pains. The circumstance you're going through, and then the people you call to come to your aid who you thought you was cool with that don't show. That's going to hurt. But that's where you're going to learn. And as a young dude, because my man Ant is a young dude, y'all make sure y'all follow Ant on his Instagram, man. Ant_973lit, man. Y'all follow Ant on his Instagram. Tell him you saw this episode. Ant sponsored this episode. Ant is a Patreon subscriber. He's bought shirts, books. He came to my conference in Miami. He supports the platform. He sponsored this message. If you want me to talk about something, a topic, a message you want me to speak on, show some love and I'll get with it. As a young dude, you know, you young, I was young, the people I was around was young, the girls were young, the dudes were young. We were all young and dumb. And our concept and our meaning of friends and friendship was misconstrued. The definition of it was fucked up. We had it all wrong, as you typically do in your 20s. But as you live and as you move forward in life and you go through things, some people gonna show up for you that you didn't expect, and the ones who you expected, they're gonna bounce, they're gonna dip. They're gonna dip around the corner. They're gonna hide behind a tree and watch from afar. And when you make it out of that situation, when you make your comeback, they're gonna come out from behind the tree, or they're gonna come back from behind the corner. Be like, yo, man, I was trying to call you. I text you. I called you. You ain't get the text. You ain't get the call. Yo, yeah, I heard you was going through that, man, but, you know, I didn't want to really see you like that, man. I didn't really. Come on, man. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. See, the thing about showing up for somebody, and I need y'all to listen to me, and I need y'all to listen to me good.
I said astigmatism in my soul.
I need y'all to listen to me and listen to me clear, man. And you can put this in the bank and you could draw interest on it, man. You could put this in your pipe and smoke it. When the time comes for me to show up for you, if I consider you my friend and you consider me your friend, when the time comes for me to show up, I have to perform in that moment. When the time comes for you to show up for me in my time of need, you have to perform in that moment. I can't come to you after the fact, after you called on me, and I'm dutching and dodging your calls. I ain't picking up the phone. I ain't replying. I ain't doing nothing. I can't come after the fact. You calling me. I'm faking. I'm fronting. I don't pick up. I don't show because I really don't consider you my real friend. I just been faking. And vice versa. I'm calling you. Yo, where you at? Yo, you ain't picking up. You ain't calling me back. Damn, what's up with my man? Damn, what's up with her? You can't come after the fact with no excuse. No excuse is going to suffice to alleviate the mental damage that was done to the relationship for me not showing up for you and you not showing up for me. You can't rewind the tape. When the time comes in that moment, you got to show up in that moment. You have to show up in that moment. I have to show up for you when you call. Even if I pick up the phone when you call and say I can't do it or whatever, I got to make myself available. I can't do that, but is there anything else I can do? You need me to get a message to your mother. You need me to get a message to your brother. You need me to get a message to your sister. You need me to take your son somewhere. You need me to pick somebody up and take them some. What you need me to do? You got to show up in that moment, because after the moment passes and the need, you didn't show up when it was needed, you can't rewind the tape and redo it. And there's nothing that you can say to make the person forget that you didn't show when they needed you, and vice versa. It ain't gonna be nothing they gonna be able to tell you. You sending messages from people to get to your man. Yo, call my man. This is number. Tell him I'm here, man. Call my lady, man. Tell him I'm here, man. Come see, come check on me. And and then you call the person. Yeah, I spoke to him. I got the message to him. He know. And then they don't show. It's over. It's over. You got to show up in that moment. You can't rewind the tape. And let me tell you something about when you show solidarity to a real friend. When you show solidarity to a real friend, there's nothing that they won't do for you within the bounds of the law, and maybe even breaking the law. And when somebody shows true friendship and solidarity to you in your time of need, when they call upon you, you're going to show. My nigga Patrick can call me right now and say whatever. I'll kill this podcast right here. I'll kill it right here. I say, look, y'all, I got to go. My nigga Patrick called. I got to go. You know what I'm saying? Because he did that for me. Fake friends, whose fault is it? Is it theirs for being fake? If it's the first time, if you never saw that side of them before, then at that point, it's on them. But if they showed you signs that they was weak and that their friendship wasn't true and you continued to deal with them anyway, it ain't on them no more. It's on you. It's on me. When they show you red flags, when they show you that they ain't no good and you keep dealing with them anyway, that's your fault. That's even down to the honeys, man. That's even down to your relationship, to your lady, to your wife, to your fiance, to your husband, to your fiance, to your boyfriend, to your man, to your woman, whatever you want to call it, your lover. If they show you that they shaky and you keep dealing with them, at that point it's on you. It ain't on them no more. I want to give a shout out to my girl Howard, man. Howard was a girl I went to school with. She died this week, man. She was 50 years old. She was from Liberia. Me and her went to college together down in Atlanta at Morris Brown, man. And I found out through Facebook she had some kind of infection, man, and she went into the hospital and she didn't make it out. She was only 50. And I spoke to Howard, man, couple months ago, man. And I came home on Facebook. Somebody sent me a message, and I want to give a shout out to my girl Howard, man. She was a friend. She was a friend of mine. And aside from you being, before you be, I don't need y'all to check this out. Before you be my cousin, be my friend. Before you be my sister, I need you to be my friend over that. Before you are my aunt, my uncle, transcend that and be my friend. Before you my father or my mother, my son or my daughter, let's transcend that, because we automatically that already. Let's transcend that and let's take our thing higher. Let's let friendship be higher than the fact that we brother and sister, that we aunt and niece, that we father and daughter. Let's be friends above all of that. That's where the real money is. That's where the real love is. This is a deep topic, man. I want to thank my man Ant for coming up with this topic, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Blessed Tone, I see you. Ant is in here. Everybody's in here, man. Lorenzo Truth. All right. Newark Jers, Wall Hall, David Andrews, I see you, man. Listen, y'all make sure y'all go follow Yo Juan, what's up? Primitive Training, man. I see you in here. Bateen Rivers, Luis Escanio. Okay. Y'all make sure y'all follow Ant, man, on his Instagram, Ant_973lit. Subscribe to the podcast. The podcast with Soul. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Sean G. For the young dudes, man, all I could really tell you, man, is just try to be a friend to whoever you associate with. Try to show them you're not a sucker. You're not a sucker. If you show them that you was friend to them, if you was loyal to them, if you loyal to them and you've shown your loyalty to them, and then it comes time for them to show it to you and they don't show it, you not no punk, you not no sucker, you not no chump. They lost. They lost. Because you showed them who you was. You showed them you was true to what y'all was about. You showed them you was down for what y'all was doing. And they fronted. They folded. They lost. So don't ever think that, I'm gonna hold back. I ain't gonna do this and that because I don't know. Nah, you do what the right thing to do is. You show you be a friend. You show up. You do that. Because as time goes on, even if they don't reciprocate and show, yeah. Hold on, y'all. Somebody knocking at the door. Hold on. Yo, D, what's up? Yeah, he's not here. He's by his mother. I don't know. He'll be back later. I have him come see you. That was one of Sean's friends. This is live podcast, man. Sean's friends come in the middle of the show. They'll always remember, and you'll always remember, and your reputation to be intact, that you showed up when it was time to show up and they didn't. You know, so don't feel like you weak, you know, you was a sucker. That's not, nah. You was staying true to what the meaning of the word friendship was and what it meant to you and what you thought y'all had. And they didn't hold up their end of the bargain. You know. And this comes down to women too, man. Your relationships with females, man. You know. Really important in this area. You know, before you my wife, before I make you my wife, I gotta ask myself, are you my friend? Before I make you my woman, my fiance, are you my friend? And even after we're married, even after we're engaged, I'm still putting you on the scale. I want the friendship part to weigh more than you my wife or you my fiance, you my lady. You got to remain, because you can be my friend. And we get together in a relationship. We get engaged, we get married, we become a couple. And then you do something while we in this relationship to show me that you're not my friend. Or I do something in the relationship to show you that I'm not your friend. At that point, it's over. If we remain together, we stupid. We just dumb. And wasting each other's times because the trust has been broken. My trust in you. And I ain't talking about sleeping with nobody else or none of that. You know, I'm talking about showing up for your friend. You know, that's a whole nother show. But before you my wife, before you my lady, I'd rather you be my friend first. I can do something. We can build something together as friends, stronger and bigger than just husband and wife. But we ain't got no friendship. It's a lot of that going on. It's a lot of marriages out here. They ain't been friends in a long time. Some ever. Some of the relationships, some of the marriages were based on sex, the physical part of it. Some of it was based on the excitement and the thrill. And now, months in, years in, the thrill is gone. The feeling ain't the same. And people are living these lives in these fake relationships for a host of reasons. I don't really know. But this is the podcast with Soul, man. Shout out to everybody in the live. The Barber 921, I see you, man. Mellow. Okay, Mellow Fresh Cobra says, can't always make yourself available for those who don't dedicate time and energy on you. All right, I see you. The Merc Crew, I see you in here. Ant 973, man. Y'all make sure y'all follow Ant _973 lit on Instagram, man. Tell him you tuned in to the podcast today on the topic he sent in, Fake Friends. If you want me to discuss a topic or talk about something, man, get at me and we'll get that done, man. Other than that, man, we chilling. You know, we doing the best we can. We working hard. You know, we taking care of the business. And you know, it don't never stop, man. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Somebody that wants a topic, man, get at me. And I'm going to holler at y'all later. I appreciate y'all for coming through, man. Peace. Yeah. Show 'em what's up.
Stigmatism, man, what's up? Do anything.
Okay. What is it, man?
Stigmatism.